Kevin Costner's place in American cinema was never earned through spectacle or shortcuts, but through patience, restraint, and survival. His screen presence felt trustworthy because it reflected who he was off-camera, a man shaped by setbacks more than triumphs. Whether embodying quiet devotion in The Bodyguard, gentle faith in Field of Dreams, or moral conviction in Dances with Wolves, his performances carried emotional weight without force. Behind that calm exterior lived a man who faced rejection, loneliness, and reinvention again and again. Fame brought him opportunity, but it also magnified failure and personal loss. Marriages ended, criticism sharpened, and success demanded sacrifices that left lasting marks. Now in his 70s, Costner is not remembered as flawless or untouchable, but as resilient. His story proves that endurance matters more than perfection, and that continuing forward, especially when it hurts, is often the truest measure of strength. A childhood, shaped by loss and uncertainty. Born on January 18, 1955, in Lynwood, California, Kevin Costner grew up in a working-class family familiar with instability and quiet grief. His father worked long, physically demanding hours maintaining power lines, while his mother balanced compassion and exhaustion as a social worker. 2 years before Kevin's birth, the family lost an infant son, a loss that left a silent imprint on the household. Love existed, but it was careful, restrained by fear of further pain. Frequent moves across California disrupted any sense of permanence, forcing Kevin to adapt repeatedly. Each new school meant starting over, rarely noticed, often alone. These early experiences taught him observation rather than expression, endurance rather than complaint. While loneliness followed him, so did inner strength. Without realizing it, Kevin was learning how to survive instability, skills that would later define both his career and his personal life. The safe choice that never felt right. After college, Kevin followed the responsible path expected of him. He earned a degree in marketing and finance, married his college sweetheart Cindy Silver, and secured a steady corporate job. On paper, his life looked secure and admirable. Internally, it felt hollow. The routine drained him, leaving him restless and disconnected from his sense of purpose. During his honeymoon, a chance conversation with actor Richard Burton shifted everything. When Kevin admitted his desire to act, Burton encouraged him directly, without doubt or warning. That moment gave Kevin permission to confront the truth he had been avoiding. Walking away from stability terrified him, but staying felt worse. He quit his job, aware that failure was likely and judgment inevitable. Choosing uncertainty over comfort was not an act of confidence, but honesty, and it would define the rest of his life. Years of rejection and quiet survival. Hollywood tested Kevin Costner relentlessly. Acting work was scarce, rejection constant, and money unreliable. He took odd jobs to survive, from cleaning boats to driving trucks, even leading tours of celebrity homes, while living far from that lifestyle himself. Casting calls often ended without acknowledgement, and early film roles offered little validation. When his scenes were cut from The Big Chill, he attended the premiere knowing no one would see his work. Doubt followed him daily. Yet he kept going, not driven by optimism, but by endurance. Having grown up constantly starting over, he understood how to survive disappointment. Those years hardened his patience and stripped away illusions about success. What remained was discipline, humility, and persistence. He learned that belief does not always feel inspiring. Sometimes it simply means refusing to stop, even when the reward is nowhere in sight. The moment visibility finally arrived. After nearly a decade of struggle, Kevin's persistence paid off with Silverado in 1985. For the first time, audiences and industry figures noticed his grounded intensity. Momentum followed with The Untouchables, where his restrained performance stood out amid larger personalities. Recognition brought relief, but also pressure. He was no longer invisible, and expectations replaced obscurity. The late 1980s cemented his image as a dependable leading man, especially with Bull Durham and Field of Dreams. That film, in particular, connected deeply with audiences, offering hope, reconciliation, and belief without cynicism. Kevin understood the responsibility that came with such resonance. He didn't want to simply perform. He wanted to tell meaningful stories. That desire led him toward the greatest risk of his career, one that would either elevate him permanently or end everything he had built, betting everything on one story. In 1990, Kevin Costner directed and starred in Dances with Wolves, a project dismissed by many as impractical and career-ending. A long western featuring native language and unconventional pacing defied commercial logic. Production was grueling, costs mounted, and Kevin invested his own resources and reputation fully. Failure would have been devastating. Instead, the film reshaped Hollywood's understanding of storytelling. Winning 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, it validated Kevin's belief that sincerity still mattered. Yet triumph carried its own weight. Scrutiny intensified, and every future choice was measured against that success. The industry that once doubted him now watched closely, waiting for missteps. Kevin had proven himself, but the margin for error had vanished. Success did not bring peace. It brought pressure of a different kind. When success turns cold, at the height of his fame, Kevin faced public backlash that nearly unraveled his career. Waterworld became a symbol of excess in headlines, overshadowing the genuine risks and effort involved. Later, The Postman faced harsh criticism, and Hollywood's support cooled quickly. Offers slowed, and silence returned, more painful than early rejection because it followed achievement. Yet Kevin responded the only way he knew how, by continuing. He returned with Open Range, a quiet, character-driven film that restored respect and reminded audiences of his sincerity. He learned that success is temporary and approval unreliable. Reinvention, not validation, was the key to survival. These years deepened his humility and sharpened his understanding that reputation can vanish overnight, but integrity must remain constant. Renewal, love, and hard lessons. Later in life, Kevin found renewed purpose through Yellowstone, a role that resonated deeply with audiences and introduced him to a new generation. At the same time, his personal life reflected familiar tensions. His first marriage to Cindy Silver ended after years of strain caused by distance and ambition, though they remained committed parents. A later marriage brought stability for a time, but eventually faced similar challenges. Kevin acknowledged that success often demanded more than it returned, especially in relationships. Fatherhood became his grounding force, reminding him that responsibility does not end when romance does. Losses mounted as he aged, parents, friends, collaborators, reshaping his understanding of time. Grief softened him, making presence more valuable than achievement and honesty more important than applause. Endurance as a legacy. Now in his 70s, Kevin Costner lives with perspective shaped by loss, failure, and survival. Age has slowed him physically, but not creatively. He works selectively, values simplicity, and prioritizes family over recognition. With 7 children, he understands that legacy is built through presence, not awards. His life is not a straight line of triumph, but a cycle of rising, falling, and rising again. Kevin Costner's true achievement lies not in box office numbers or trophies, but in endurance, the ability to continue when confidence fades and support disappears. He once said that success is simply showing up again. At this stage of life, that belief defines him completely. Still standing, still creating, Kevin Costner remains a testament to resilience, quiet courage, and the strength found in continuing forward.